Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Soda Citizen podcast. Today, we are excited to have Abby Naas with us. She is the executive director of the Congaree Vista Guild. So welcome, Abby. Thanks for being here. So we often have to talk to Brad like he's five. So
please do that.
Why don't you break down what the Vista Guild is, what its role is, what its job is, so that Brad can understand how we're moving forward through this podcast.
Yeah. So the Congaree Vista Guild is a 501c6. So we're a membership-based nonprofit. So any of the businesses in the Vista can become members of us. And then we do marketing for the area, like tourism.
Right.
And so we provide marketing for, residents of Columbia, but then also people who come in from out of town.
Sure.
So we do all kinds of marketing for all of the businesses in the Vista, not just restaurants and retail. We're the cultural district in Columbia. And so we were founded on the arts. And so we do a lot to promote the arts in our area, especially. But what a lot of people don't know is the Vista isn't just Gervais Street in Lincoln, right there. We kind of call that the heart of the Vista, I guess. But the Vista actually goes from Assembly down to the river, and then it goes from Elmwood all the way to Whaley.
Wow.
So we have a lot of the university. That's the part that shocks people. That shocked me when I started. But we go all the way, that direction. So a lot of the university is located in us. People assume that we are just businesses and art galleries and things like that. But we actually have a ton of residents, if you think about that, that live in the Vista.
Sure.
So that's really the main things that we do. We also put on different events like Vista Lights, Artista Vista, Vista After 5. And then we also just provide support for any of these businesses.
Right.
So whether it's going to city council meetings and representing different developments that come in, we provide that support as well.
Yeah. And I was doing research, actually, believe it or not, Marilyn was doing research.
Good job.
You've got some really prominent people on your board.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm surprised by it, but like
Good job.
They must like you. But no, the statement I want to make is they're all very diverse. I mean, you've got Cone Construction that just happens to be located there and has some, places in the Vista as well, but to restaurants, to art people, and so you're doing this whole array of maybe membership that you're having to wear a lot of hats for. So that's going to be a trouble in itself. And that was not a question. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
Noted. Well, so I'm sure everybody's wondering what's going to happen with Vista Lights this year since it's coming up. So let's just go ahead and rip off that Band-Aid.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So we're going to change it because we don't want to draw a crowd just out of safety precautions and everything. So we won't be shutting down any streets, but we're still going to have the tree lit. We're not going to have it come to the tree lighting. The tree will just be lit.
Right.
So you can still show up and take your pictures with the tree if that's like a family or an annual family thing that you do.
River Runner, right?
It's right outside River Runner.
Okay.
Yep. And then we're just encouraging all the businesses to do something during that week. Like Panera's doing $3 off of a You Pick 2. Stormwater Studios, which is down near the river, it's One Eared Cow and Lewis and Clark. They're all going to do a big unveil of a new art piece.
Oh, cool.
And then they're doing a masquerade event. So you can just come and appreciate art. And there will be no snacks or anything. So you can keep your mask on the whole time.
Right.
So everybody's kind of doing something different. But it's going to be 7 days long from Monday to Sunday, and everyone will kind of be doing something different throughout the week. We're encouraging everyone to light up the streets so that, we can still have that, but we're trying to still do something because it's our 35th annual event.
That's been going on a minute. I used to work at Longhorn in college.
Yes.
And I was always the guy that got stuck on the burn pot. They have a barrel in the middle of the street they would put on the island that the fire marshals would stare at. Yeah, the kids would try, and I would try not to let the kids get burned.
Yeah.
I don't know why they made me do that.
Yeah.
But that was a great memory for me.
So can you tell us a little bit about the history of the Vista? Has it always been, the center of arts and culture, or was it something very different?
That's kind of what the Vista area was founded on. But the Vista used to be very different. It was like the warehouse district. And there were trains that ran right through it, like where Lincoln Street is now. It was just trains and trains. And so then a lot of art galleries started to move there because it was fairly inexpensive. And so there's always been tons of art galleries. Some have had to now move out of the heart of the Vista, but we still have If Art and City Art and Carol Saunders is still there. And then a lot of it has moved to the river where I was talking about stormwater and all those areas are down there. And then 701 CCA is also in the Vista down on Whaley Street. So it's really kind of how it was founded. And then thankfully they, kind of moved those train tracks out of the way. And now we have a beautiful Vista Greenway that goes through the Lincoln Street Tunnel and Blue Marlin still has their, really gorgeous outside. So that is kind of how it was founded. And since we are the cultural district in Columbia, we try to keep the appreciation there by hosting Artista Vista and letting people come out and really appreciate the arts. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one thing I was going to ask, and it's a little out of order, but we'll go with it. Like there's some things in the Vista that people just aren't aware of, like the tunnel, the Lincoln, you call it the Lincoln Street Tunnel. I was going to call it something else, but like it's beautiful. It goes right under kind of Justice Square.
Yes.
It takes you all over to Findlay, and then Findlay's got a beautiful tunnel that takes you over through Arsenal Hill and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool spots.
It's about 2 miles if you go and do that. So it's a great 2-mile run, and it's really unique. There's a lot of art at the beginning of the tunnel. And then it kind of takes you through, like you said, that beautiful part past Findlay Park.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. And then eventually, hopefully that'll all connect to every other greenway in Columbia.
Yeah.
But for right now, it's a beautiful, even Riverfront Park, like the canal is part of the Vista because we run to the river.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different outside opportunities. We have tons of public art, whether it's just statues or sculptures or, beautiful murals on the walls. I think people just kind of drive by that and they're like, oh, what's that?
Yeah.
But if you really pick up a pamphlet and look at it, we are absolutely chock full of stuff like that.
There's a lot of great small, we did a sort of a podcast little thing for COVID at If Art, and that's a really nice, you walk by and you're like, oh, that's art. That's a really nice art gallery. My wallet can't walk into there. I can't afford to even walk in the door.
Don't touch anything.
But the guy was super cool. I forget the gentleman's name.
Wim.
Yes. Wim. Yeah. Super cool, super original art. There's some really traditional and eclectic. It is worth the time to even just walk around those small little shops. And we did one at the painting studio right there.
Oh yeah. Studio Cellar.
Yes. We did a couple of those, and even being here for 20 years now, just the neat little spots that you just drive by every day. But I think people need to take time and go check these places
Especially
out.
if you just get out and walk the streets, you'll really just start wandering with your eyes and figuring all that stuff out. But as you're kind of just driving through all these areas, you're right, you don't catch all those things.
It's a great place to go shopping for the holidays coming up.
Yes,
absolutely. Shop local, absolutely. So what would you say makes the Vista such a special district? Because, I think one of the things that makes Columbia very unique, we get compared to Charleston and Greenville all the time, right? But in my opinion, Charleston and Greenville have their one central spot, whereas Columbia has lots of different pockets.
Yes.
We have 5 Points, we have Main Street, we have the Vista, Divine Street. And so what would you say makes the Vista so special?
Aside from our arts, which I just continue to talk about, but we just also have so much history in our area. They've done such a great job with rehabbing all these buildings.
Right.
You look at Publix, which was the Confederate printing press. If you would ever looked at a piece of Confederate money, no matter where you were in the South, it was printed in the Publix building in, our downtown.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of really unique things. They've done some great things with that city market area, where Small Sugar is and Twisted Spur. And so they'll do little block parties down there and stuff to kind of just bring all the businesses together, Grill Marks and everybody.
Yeah.
So they've just done such a great job of rehabbing these buildings. And if you're driving up the road, when I first moved here, it was right as they were opening that Panera there. And I would drive by and go, oh, that's a really sad looking building. And then it became a Panera, and it's but it still looks the same. It's all so unique.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of really interesting things. If you ever go to Pearls, there's actually, because of the Pearls, there's a group, Two Gals and a Fork tours. They're part of the Vista, but they just do these historic Columbia tours that kind of walk around. They took me on it once when I first started, and you just walk around and you've got someone from historic Columbia there telling you about all these areas, learning about the brothels that used to be upstairs in Pearls, and all these really cool things. And then you get to also stop and have shrimp and grits here and have a little snack here and learn about all these different areas. So it's a really unique experience that, even people who have grew up here probably don't know and should probably take advantage of.
Yeah, it's fun when we show clients that have moved away from Columbia 30 years ago when they were kids, and they come back and they're like, this is the Vista now?
Yeah, exactly.
It is a completely different place.
Yeah.
How much do y'all do when it comes down to the river itself? I know you go to the river, and again, talking to me like a 5-year-old, but do y'all have a lot of input and stuff like that on how you want that to kind of shape up, or is that a different organization? You just kind of put your 2 cents in?
Yeah, we kind of assist where we can, but I think that the Riverkeeper does a lot of that stuff. But if there's anything that we can do to kind of assist in those, I know they're hoping to do something down at the Ginyard property. And so we'll obviously, as a board, step up. We have a development committee and kind of assist where we can.
Yeah.
But so far we haven't, at least in my tenure, haven't done a whole lot.
Sure.
But yeah, we absolutely would
Yeah.
assist.
I see USC putting the pedestrian bridge
Yes.
over by Columbia Craft, heading down to the river. I know there's a big plan for that. And
Yeah.
that's the other part is every major city's founded on a river. Usually, I think Denver's like the only one that's not. But we don't have a good like riverfront, We have an office in Greenville. We were there yesterday taking photos, and I think that's everybody knows that's a huge opportunity for our city.
Yes.
That's your wheelhouse. So I'm curious to see all those great board members and great businesses kind of put their 2 cents in to make sure it turns into something spectacular.
We have like a few really unique properties that are on the river, like Adventure sits right there and has that beautiful patio. Yeah. And then Canal Side goes down and like they just opened that coffee shop, the Front Coffee there, and it's right on the Esplanade, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And it, pretty much attaches to the River Greenway, which is 5 miles, out and back of running or walking, whatever you want to do. So we do have these small opportunities. They just need to kind of create like a big opportunity or inform people that any of these things are here.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Who'd have thought the prison would look so pretty today, right? Exactly. Remember that place? I never went there. Mary Lane grew up kind of in the prison, but it works out.
In the prison?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. All right.
He didn't say in the prison system.
Right. So okay. It's going to be a fun podcast. We got a lot of questions after this. Well, just in case some, small businesses or people are listening to this that are not part of the Vista Guild, how would they get involved if they wanted to?
Yeah, so just go to our website, vistacolumbia.com, and we have all the information. We list every business that is located in the Vista on there. And so, call us, email us, join. Right. It's $100 a year to join as a member. Or if you live in the Vista, it's $50 a year to join as a member, and you can kind of get the inside scoop on everything that we have going on.
Very nice. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. Is there anything else you want our listeners to know about the Vista before we...
Or the dates of the Vista Lights.
Oh, yes. So good point. Vista Lights is Monday, November 16th through Sunday, the 22nd.
Okay.
So it's typically always the week before Thanksgiving, and it will be just instead of being that Thursday, we're going to stretch it over the whole week.
Okay. And the tree will be lit?
The tree will be lit all week.
Time.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Great.
Fantastic.
And through the holidays.
Awesome. Great. Yeah. Well, thank you so much again for being here. I know I learned a lot today. You did too. I did. And thank you to everybody who listened to this episode, and we hope to catch you on the next one.